I think that the same thing will work. Thank you, Shailashree, for joining us.
Thank you. Hi, Kala. How are you?
I'm fine, Shailashree.
Yeah.
I'm fine. So we're going to be live now.
Okay.
Yeah. ಬರುತ್ತೆ ನೋಡಿ. Okay. So hi people, hi there, everyone who have joined us. Even if you have not joined us because of technical issues, you still this will be recorded and put in our channel. So still you'll be able to watch this. And I'm sorry for all the technical issues that's been there. And here we have Shailashree. She is, I would say, if I have to tell her about her, first few things, the most humble, down to earth, girl from Bangalore. She has done BE in information science, and she's been working in ADA as a software engineer. But her interests are, painting, drawing, handwriting, calligraphy, and basically anything related to craft. And um, I used to think, I'm a very, mathematics teacher. I used to think that, what do these art people really do, right? But after I met her, I saw how a person like this can bring a transformation in children and remove very big, very severe pain that parents can undergo. So when I heard that story from her on the first meeting I met her, and I was really moved, and I thought this person is the person I'm going to be in interaction. I'm not going to let her go from my universe or from my world, because that's the story of that student. Let's hear that story from Shailashree herself. Right, Shailashree? Can you please recall and recount that the story of your student, his transformation journey, so that it'll benefit our audience to understand what is in store for them in this life. Yeah.
First of all, I would like to thank God for all our healthy existence this day. Okay. Then thank you, Kala, for giving me this platform to mainly explore and dig deep our interests and spread it across the globe today. And glad to be the part of the Thinking Catalyst. Okay. And then gratitude to my father, with all due respect for what I am today. Indeed, he's who greatly inspired and encouraged me to pursue my interest throughout. Then thanks to all who are watching this video, and wish you all the success.
Thank you. Thank you. So tell us the transformation journey of your student.
Yeah, sure. Just wanted to share with you one of my students' experience with my teaching. He's a school-going kid studying 6th standard now. He's one of my family friend's son, staying nearby my place in Bangalore itself. I can say he is known to me from his childhood itself, but not much in interaction with his problems he was facing with his studies, especially writing.
Okay.
Once when I started teaching the writing skills and taking classes to few students, his mom got in touch with me with all his issues regarding the daily homeworks. Mainly, daily homeworks is the biggest issue for all the parents. And she indeed asked me to teach in a particular way as she was telling. And that wasn't the way what I was doing. And asked her and interacted with her regarding the teaching way or methods which I was doing. Initially, she didn't agree because it was difficult for her to accept the tough parts of writing. Okay, then finally she agreed to send him to the class during weekends for a month to check for improvements in him. Okay, then a month passed. and he started writing on his own without any logs. And
Oh.
his mom was glad enough and started asking me to teach him lot many skills to write.
Mhm.
But
I mean,
it was
what
beyond his.
what
Yeah,
was the severe problem that the parent was having? Before coming to you, the student, what was exactly his problem in writing homework?
yeah. He was excellent and intelligent student.
Hmm.
Okay, knowing all the topics and subjects, he used to study well.
Hmm.
But the problem was his question with him was why to write when I know all the subjects.
Okay, so he
Uh,
used to write the homeworks or not used to write the homeworks?
no, he used to not write.
Uh-huh.
He knew everything.
So what the parents were doing?
Orally, he was answering all the questions. That was fine, very fine with him.
Hmm.
But writing was his problem.
Hmm. So what were his parents doing then? School there
They
is.
were actually what she was doing was forcing him.
Hmm.
Okay, I advised her not to do that.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
But she was arguing that without forcing him or telling him again and again, he used to not write.
Mhm, mhm,
And after she sent him to me,
mhm,
I was taking weekends only 1 hour per day,
mhm,
only 2 days a week.
mm,
I used to not tell him what to write, how
Okay.
to write, and all. Just leaving it to him,
Mhm,
whatever he wished to write,
mm,
he wished to say.
mm,
I asked him to write.
mm. Okay. Okay.
Then he started writing,
Mhm.
and his handwriting was horrible. It
Okay.
was going in a haphazard way,
Mm,
not on the lines, and even on the ruled papers.
mhm, mhm, mhm,
Later, I just taught him few letters in
mhm,
cursive writing itself
mhm,
to manage how to change his handwriting.
mhm,
I
mhm,
didn't teach him from the scratch.
mhm.
He just
You,
changed.
you told me, I remember, you use a special technique, especially for the students. I remember you told me that he didn't like writing, but he loved drawing, something like that to that effect, right? Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
exactly. Yeah, that is what I taught him few letters in cursive writing with the method of drawing.
Drawing.
Yes.
Instead of writing, what she did is, instead of telling the child to write, she said, "Let's draw alphabet." I remember that phrase. I was like, "Oh my god!" When I heard this word from her, I was like, "Oh, this is also possible." Drawing letters. Okay, very good. I thought. Okay, yeah. Continue, please.
So he's now an independent writer, and he writes few articles also, which has
Oh,
been posted in his school boards and all.
oh.
So
Now the
yeah,
same child who is not ready to write homework, now he writes articles that published in school, book and all. Wow, wow,
yes.
wow. Yeah.
And you believe it or not, only 15 to 16 classes, 16 hours I have taken
Oh,
with him.
only 15 to
Yes,
16 hours. And that's the transformation. A child who is not writing homework now is writing articles. Think about his flow of thoughts that has shown known its way through his writing. Instead of writing, I would say drawing alphabets. That's maybe the right way to talk about it, right? And now he writes articles for his school magazine. And just think of the way that he has forward. He might become a journalist or a blogger or many things possible, right? Just one small switch, one small transformation from a proper expert can shape your child's life. Yeah, yeah, that's a fantastic thing. That's a fantastic thing. Thank you for sharing that wonderful transformational journey of your student with us, Shailashree.
thank
Um,
you.
yeah. Now, Shailashree, let's come to the back to the basics. Like, everything is digitalized nowadays. Even a born child, a 1 year old child, they know, if they know the alphabets, they will type. Or worst case scenario, they will switch on the WhatsApp, voice recording and talk to or send messages to their family, right? So much, when it is so much digitalized, why is writing important? Can you
Yeah,
please start?
I would like to tell only few importance that is of great help to each one. Not only students, it is helpful to even the working professionals or the housewives or anyone. And yeah, I'll just start with the first one as the stress relief. I
Mhm.
would stress on it
Okay.
because in my experience, if I just as I'm a software engineer, I have to sit with the laptops and computers all the time during my working hours, and other time it's again studying. Everything is through mobiles, laptops itself.
Mhm.
But if I take a book and note few points,
Mhm.
whatever I study or whatever I learn or read anywhere, that makes me half relief and need not have the heaviness in my memory with whatever I have learned.
Mhm. Okay.
Okay. So it's a stress relief, stress buster, and
Mhm.
just writing down will improve the what do you say, learning
Thought.
capacity and
Okay.
just expand
Mm.
it more.
Okay. Okay.
And
Okay.
the next one is just interrelated with the same thing, the memory.
Mhm.
Okay. Um you can remember
Mhm.
things. I just want to give an example.
Mhm.
My teachers used to say in school, if you write, it is equal to 100 times of reading. If you write
Wow.
once, equal to 100 times of reading.
It's like
So,
telling, it's like telling, chanting Rama once is like telling one full thousand words of Vishnu
Sahasranama
Sahasranama.
of it, yes.
That's right.
It's,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
almost similar to that.
Huh.
So, it's actually an advantage for everyone
Mhm.
if they just note down whatever they want to say or whatever they have read it, it'll improve their memory.
Mhm.
Okay. And
Okay.
the next one is we can improve our communication skills mainly.
Mhm.
Need not be a particular language. Okay. It need not be the way we write in a particular language. Whatever language, the thousands of languages across the world,
Mm.
whatever is there, you can start improving the talking skills also through writing.
Mhm. Okay.
Okay. Talking is just a colloquial language. You can mend it wherever you want and just say however it is.
Mm.
But writing will give you the weight of the language, whatever you wanted to communicate.
Mhm. Mhm. Okay.
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 Next one is same. Again, interrelated with the third point is activating your visual perception of letters.
Okay.
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 Basically, in now, just say I'm staying in Bangalore. The
Mhm.
students, whoever is studying in Bangalore, are just exposed to 6 to 7 languages.
Mm.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Um Maximum, that is.
Max.
English is the basic one.
Yeah.
Kannada is a regional language,
Mm.
and other South India, South Indian languages,
Yeah. Hindi,
and
Tamil,
Hindi.
Hindi, Tamil,
And
Telugu,
Hindi.
Malayalam.
Yes.
Mm. Mm.
Okay. So, but what about the other languages from other countries?
Mm. That we don't know.
We don't know, but it is actually easy to learn each and every lettering styles
Uh-huh.
with only the visual perception.
Oh. Oh. Okay.
Just
Okay.
see one letter and
Mm.
try to write it the same way.
Uh-huh.
Or, as I told you before, it's like drawing letters.
Drawing letters.
Writing is nothing but the patterns which we follow
Mhm.
mainly. Need
Mhm.
not become so stressed to start writing.
Okay.
It's a
Okay.
easy job actually.
Yeah. So to recap, actually, as you told me, like by writing, we can release from stress. Like whatever is our thoughts when we start writing, if we are taking the thoughts out of our mind and putting it on a paper, so what is happening? Thoughts is what causes us stress. So the thoughts are all coming out. So that's the way I would see it as. And I remember one thing, Shailashree, like when we are talking about affirmations, I used to learn about affirmations and all. They used to tell, instead of telling affirmations to yourself, affirmations means telling some positive statements. I am brave. I am not brave actually, but I want to bring in bravery in me. Means I will say, I am brave, I am brave, I'm brave. If I keep repeating like that, I will actually become brave. That's the meaning of affirmations. That's the utility of affirmations.
Yes.
So I learned from my mentor that start writing your affirmations, 100 times or 1,000 times per day, and it becomes a reality. And I would like to tell my viewers here that that is actually true. Many things in my life have has become true because I was very sure, I was very particular about, I want this thing, I want this to happen, and I've written it down 100 times per day, and eventually soon it has come true. It has come true. Okay, that is the power of writing. And of course, when we write, I remember when I was a student, I used to write. Once writing, I used to remember that very, very well. Memory, as Shailashree was telling, no, writing improves your memory. It's easy to remember because you're using your hands, your eyes, everything, many different senses you are using, so that your memory is stronger about that aspect. So that's beautiful about it. And how much about we see digitally, we might be seeing, but we are engaging only one sense. But in writing, we are doing many things at a time, so the memory becomes stronger, right? Okay, Shailashree,
Yeah.
despite knowing that writing is very important, our children face a lot of problem. Even my son, my son is 10 years old. Amma, ಬರಿಬೇಕಾ? ನಾ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀನಿ ಮಾ, ನಂಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತು ಆನ್ಸರ್. He'll say, I know the answer. I will tell it to you. Should I write it, ma? He'll say. So, how is there anything that basic things that he has to do or take care so that his writing he won't feel it is stressful? Is there something like that? Some basics. Let's talk about it, right?
Sure. First of all, parents are nearby while writing the homework. Okay. Without them, they can actually write.
Okay.
Only when they are admired with writing or inspired by someone who writes. So the one thing is we shouldn't force them with ಬರೀಲೇಬೇಕು ನೀನ್ ಹೋಮ್ವರ್ಕ್ ಬರೀದೇ ಇದ್ರೆ ಊಟ ಹಾಕಲ್ಲ. I'll not send you out for playing. I'll not give you the devices or mobile ನಿಂಗೆ ಆಟ ಆಡಕ್ಕೆ ಟೈಮ್ ಕೊಡಲ್ಲ. That and all should be avoided initially.
Okay.
Instead, you can put it in the other way. Half an hour ಬರೀ, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು half an hour ಟೈಮ್ ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ ಆಟ ಆಡಕ್ಕೆ, ನೀನ್ ಏನ್ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೂ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋ. I'll leave you free. Okay, that is the one main thing. If each and every parent follows it, the student will start writing automatically. Okay. It's nothing of betrayal. You give them the devices or not is left to you next. But initially, writing job to be done, finished within stipulated period and kept aside for other stuffs.
So my son, especially when he starts writing, he'll say it's paining. I would say I have noticed that he'll not hold his pen with he will hold with his pen or pencil with all four fingers. Four fingers he'll use. I remember when as a student, I also used to you hold it with four fingers, four of the fingers. Then later on, slowly I tried to change it to three fingers, and in the beginning it was very difficult, three fingers, but then later on, three fingers made it very easy for me. I felt somehow it was easy. The pain was not there for me. So I keep telling my son, don't use four fingers. So is there something like that? See, this is a very, very crude way of telling. You are the expert. You tell us what are the steps a person has to follow so that we can write, with less pain, less struggle, and love writing as well.
Sure. And for this, actually, we have few important tips which can be taken in detail in the next following sessions.
Okay.
Initially, one or two things which I can share it with you in this live is, as you told, holding with 3 fingers or 4 fingers is left to them.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever is comfortable with them, they can start writing it.
Mm-hmm.
But instead of moving the fingers, if they move the hands together, they will have less pain. And indeed, it's actually with no pain itself, we can say.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that
That means how? Like I'm having this hand like this. I'm moving it
yes.
like this. Or
Instead of moving the fingers like this,
uh-huh.
move the hands like this
Okay. Okay.
while writing.
Okay. Okay.
Okay,
So that's the thing.
and
Okay.
yeah, that he has to practice for few hours or few days. Then automatically he'll start writing fluently.
Mm-hmm.
And one more thing which causes the pain is the breaking handwriting, which the students follow it nowadays. That is not at all advised while writing English, especially. ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ಮಾಡದೆ ಬರೆಯಕ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗಿ. That is different. Tamil is different. Sanskrit or Hindi, Devanagari, Lipi is different. But English writing, most of the time, students do it because they are studying an English medium. And they have to write most of the subjects in English itself, except the languages, science, maths, and whatever, sociology, other things. It's better they follow the cursive handwriting rather than breaked writing.
Okay.
Okay, that is also one more problem which causes the pain while writing.
Okay. 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 So and also he will keep his my son will keep his book down on the lap, on the lap or down on the floor, and he'll write. I say he was already straining your muscles, shoulder and all those things you're doing. Is there something like that he has to keep in mind?
Yeah, obviously the position matters a lot.
Okay.
See, the blood circulation shouldn't be downwards. You shouldn't keep your book down below and write it. Keep a nominal desk with height, and there should be some particular distance to be maintained while writing. You shouldn't keep it very near or very far. Okay.
Okay.
That will affect the eyesight, especially.
Okay.
And nowadays, need not ask each and every student, including me also, wearing specs.
I was also very using it. I just removed it. That's right.
So, yeah, shouldn't strain much with eyes.
Okay.
We have to make it nominal because for until 4th standard or 5th standard, we can guide them particularly and ask them to do so and so things. But once they step into middle school or high school, they can eventually make their own practices, which is comfortable with them. We need not force them. They will know how to do it automatically. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹೊತ್ತು ಕೆಳಗೆ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬರೀತಾರೆ, ತಾನಾಗೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗತ್ತೆ ಕೈ ನೋವು ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಬೆನ್ನು ನೋವು ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಕಣ್ಣು ನೋವು ಬರ್ತಿದೆ, ತಲೆ ನೋವು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ automatically they'll keep it back and then start writing. But while writing, take breaks in between. Okay. Just write continuously for 5 to 10 minutes. Take 2 minutes or 3 minutes break. Again, you start writing. That will help you to write hours together.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're saying that some of the basic things that we have to keep in mind. First is parents should not force them. That's the first thing. And the second thing is purely let it be 3 fingers or 4 fingers. That's not a problem, you're saying. And they can start writing. And as much as possible, keep it in a higher higher altitude, little bit higher altitude, and write. And you was also mentioning about moving the hand instead of moving the fingers like this. Correct?
Yes.
No? Instead of, am I right? Instead of doing this, that's the wrong way of doing. Instead,
Yes.
move the hand itself. That's the way to do, right? And Of course,
Yes,
many other steps are there that you will be detailing in your classes. I understand. I believe that. So, what else can parents do to make their children, writing experience a happy one for their children? What can parents do?
yeah, the first thing, ask them whatever is comfortable with writing ambience.
Mm-hmm,
Ask them to sit in such a particular place where they can enjoy writing,
mm-hmm,
and
okay.
with that, they can try playing music in a low volume
Mm-hmm,
and without any lyrics. Some simple music
okay.
which will relax them
Mm-hmm,
writing the notes.
okay. Okay.
That can be two kinds of writing also. One is seeing another book and writing it, and one more is writing it on their own,
Mm-hmm, okay.
filling
Yeah,
up with
like one
thoughts,
is one is
feelings.
copying from a textbook or other notes and writing it again. That is one way. Other way is you're thinking and coming up with your sentences and writing. So you're saying for both the things, putting music is fine. Like that will make them little more enjoyable. I have a question here. Like if my child is not so interested in music, but actually my son is. But if not into music too much, my child is a very, a child who will jump around and play always. You know, jump around, play always. That kind of a person. Not so much into music and all. So what else can I do to make his writing experience fun? Because he would prefer jumping and running and playing rather than writing. So what to do with that kind of a child?
Let him take breaks in between and do whatever he wants. Come back, right? Go back again and jump and come back.
Basically taking breaks, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Now, I have one other important question that parents do face. They keep asking me is our children already have a lot of classes to attend. Math classes there, drawing classes there. Drawing class they go, but still they struggle with writing homework. Or singing classes there, or a musical instrument classes there, or a football classes there. So many classes our children go to, and we also think that our child should be, physically fit. So one physical activity should be there, and mathematics is very difficult, so at least one math class should be there. And I don't know to teach a certain language, Hindi or a Kannada or English or something like that. I don't know a language, so I'm sending to that language class. So such things are very very necessary, but so in this situation, now how should I decide whether my child requires handwriting um, guidance or handwriting class or something from an expert like you? When can I decide, no, this is now I need my son to, learn handwriting? And you were also mentioning that till middle school is okay, we can fix their handwriting. After that is very difficult. That means to say after fifth standard, they can't learn handwriting from expert, or how is it? Yeah, these two questions are there intertwined
Yeah.
here. Yeah.
So, answering your second question first,
Mm-hmm.
uh, up to middle school, children from the way start of their writing journey, we can teach them from the basic how to write.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, in different ways.
Mm-hmm.
One is they have to have that lettering visualization,
Mm-hmm.
and then they start writing on their own.
Mm-hmm.
Is up to a certain age.
Mm-hmm.
Later on, since they've already started writing, they will have to modify few things which is in a wrong way.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That is
Yeah.
simple.
So you're saying, till middle standard, you can teach them how to write.
Yeah,
After fifth, it's very difficult to teach them how to write, but rather correct some practices that they are doing wrong, so that you can, so that don't struggle, or they write
yes,
well. So that's
exactly.
what you're saying. Okay. So the coming to the first question, like
First
how
question.
do I decide that my child requires a handwriting expert guidance here?
It depends on your way of analyzing the handwriting of your son or daughter.
Mm-hmm.
First thing. when you feel like he has to improve, he or she has to improve his handwriting or any writing skills, although, then you can go for an expert.
Okay.
You
Okay.
can go for the classes,
Mm-hmm.
and you fix your own priority,
Mm-hmm.
which he or she has to learn.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, other extracurricular activities are very important for intellectual development and skill sets also.
Mm-hmm.
But handwriting will help them in many of the curricular activities which they're already doing it.
Yeah, right. Because math class means only maths will do. But if it's a handwriting class means writing is required for all the subjects. Okay, like for example, I tell in my the book also, like this is my published book, Math to the Power of Mind equals Money. Though I talk about many things like though I talk about many things like math means thinking, right? Math doesn't mean just calculating or numbers. I tell mathematics is thinking. Still, um, for for the thinking process to streamline, I talk about how writing is important. I don't take if a student is not writing and solving a problem, because it's not possible to control the flow of thoughts. Means, for example, in a math problem, this is given, that is given, this may be connected that way, that may be connected this way. Until you write, you will not know to connect the dots, connect the thoughts. So I insist on writing, even in my book here. And one more thing that I say is mathematics is a story. And if you can draw a problem, you can solve a problem. That's my tagline. If you can draw a problem, you can solve that problem. Take a problem, draw that situation. If you can draw that situation, you have solved it already. So many people think that drawing and mathematics is not connected, but I say that actually, I'm not a drawing person. I'm not an art person. So that's why here Shailashree and me are very complementary in character, personality. She is fully into art, and I am very far away from it. But I do drawing for solving mathematics. A situation comes, a problem comes. This person went to this, did that for me. I start drawing stick figures. I start drawing the road. I start drawing, house and things like that. So that when I'm drawing a thing, I can visualize the problem and I can solve it. So drawing and writing is very much essential even for mathematics. So if you cannot write, you cannot excel in mathematics also, other subjects also. So as parents, what Shailash is telling, you decide the priority. According to me, this is one of the life skills that children need to have. Knowing to draw, express their thoughts, and knowing to express their thoughts through writing, right? So this is one of the life skills, and you, as parents, we better give the life skills early on in their childhood rather than push it further in their academic life, right? Okay. So, Shailashree, some few questions. Like you already answered one thing that most parents were asking me, whether cursive writing is better or split alphabets is better. You already told us that cursive writing is better. Can you explain why cursive writing is better?
Sure. The one thing, it's very simple. We write continuously in cursive writing, and the
Mm-hmm.
break handwriting is we just stop in between and then continue such things.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So continuous writing will help in putting the thoughts, whatever is there for that time, completely into your right
Mm-hmm.
papers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and you can finish it rather than stopping it in between.
You're saying writing continuously will continue your thought process and you can finish it. That's what you're saying. Okay.
Otherwise, nothing will be complete.
Nothing
You
will
feel
come.
it, yeah, you feel
Mm,
it incomplete if you stop
mm,
writing it in between. And
mm,
you get diverted with different topics also in between.
mm.
Okay, that
Yeah,
can be avoided while
yeah.
writing it in English only.
English in
We
English.
can't write other languages in cursive.
That's also true. Right. Um, so, very logical. Next question would be, what if my school teachers are insisting that we write in split alphabet?
They need not actually.
Uh-huh.
In
Okay.
my opinion,
Mm-hmm.
writing is what they have to teach. It
Mm.
need not be force them to write in split handwriting itself rather than
Mm.
cursive.
Mm, 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 mm.
Yeah. Cursive is actually, they have to advise them to write in cursive.
Mhm.
They're doing it in the other way. I don't fully agree with this kind of policies. What
Mm,
nowadays education is going on.
mm. Okay, okay. Okay, so you say you're conducting classes, right? So handwriting is like you have to be with the child, see their work and see their how they're doing it and all those things. When that is the case, do you think online classes will work for handwriting? Really, does it work? Does it
Sure.
work means how it works? Can you please explain?
Now, from past 2 years since COVID days, there has been lockdown and everyone is attending the online classes itself.
Mm.
Maybe few children will get bored of online and sitting in front of the Zoom meetings, so offing their videos and all, making other things apart from listening or seeing what is going on the
Mhm,
screens.
mhm,
But they are used to it, at least in between, whenever the interesting topic is spoken by teachers or anything, they just listen to it at least.
mhm,
So when we make it interesting, online will be the best platform for all
mhm,
the students now,
mhm,
since they are used to it.
mhm, mhm,
I would advise they can do it. And apart from that, meeting the teachers directly and then learning it will be more effective actually.
mhm, mhm, mhm.
We can manage in this both the ways, online
Okay,
and offline.
okay, okay. So you use some online tools and things like that, which will enable
Yes,
them
and
to.
yeah, that is seriously an advantage. We can use many tools online itself. We
Mhm.
need not have some physical equipments with us to mend it.
Mm. Mm. Okay. So you're saying many online tools itself is there, which helps you take the handwriting classes, right?
Yeah.
So how many classes do you conduct per week, Shailashree?
Presently, I'm planning for a few workshops and continuous classes from next month onwards.
Mm-hmm.
We'll let you know whatever
Okay.
it is. I'll send you the schedule. You can share it
Sure,
across.
sure, sure.
Uh,
Mm.
we can go through that.
Okay, any of the viewers, if you want to know more details about Shailashree's classes or want to take her guidance for their children, you can message me. I will be putting my business contact number in the description of this video itself. You can come back to this video in my channel and watch it, and you will have my contact number where you can message me or call me on that number. And further I will direct you to Shailashree. She's my friend, and I'm very happy. This is one thing that I cannot do, so surely, but I want to help all parents and children in whatever way possible by me. So I'll be directing you all to her, and thereby you can take her guidance and support, right? So let me just see if our viewers have any questions that
Yeah.
they are having. Okay. uh, yeah. Should handwriting really be given so much importance? Okay. That's the one of the question. If the writing is legible, then it's fine, I think. Um, how many people really write cursive once they grow up? Okay. So that's, let's take the second question later. So the first question is, should handwriting really be given so much importance? If the writing is legible, then it's fine. No, that's the question.
Good question.
Mm.
Legibility will be okay with few readers, not everyone.
Mhm, mhm, mhm,
Okay, when they are used to such handwritings, then it is okay.
mm,
But when the handwriting to be evaluated or just taken seriously about the topics which has been written, then it should be better than what they are writing.
Okay.
Is what I suggest, especially in exams.
Yeah.
I just wanted to avoid this topic since it goes on and the time is also getting over as stipulated. See, during exams, if we are not right, legibility is okay. When you write the answers neatly, you may get few extra marks also. That's a bonus because of teachers' love towards their students' handwriting. They will be in thing that feeling that okay, my student is writing so neatly, I can give him 2-3 marks extra, like
Okay.
that. It might happen. It may not happen with everyone. Yeah.
Okay. To this question, I also have an experience that I want to share with you all. Um, I have worked with many bosses, and um, one of the bosses, right? He used to have such nice handwriting. He used to draw maps, the flow chart, mind map, and all. He used to draw so nicely. He used to write so neatly that we want to treasure that mind maps. We felt really interested to do as per what he is directing us to do. Means you say this is the process in the office. So this is what we'll do. 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 And he used to write it on the board with his marker or on the paper in front of us. He used to help us. I was working in IT industry, so he used to do the flow chart, and he used to, if this happens, what to do and all. When he used to draw and write like that, uh, it's like as she was saying, stress was relieved from us. You know, most of the things he has done. Now I know how to do the coding what he's mentioning. I can do. Like I was, but I worked with other people who used to guide again us, like you can do this way, this way, this way. Either they used to tell us orally when they used to guide us, yeah, okay, it felt like getting help. But when this boss, he was writing and telling the flow, the other person is just orally telling this is the flow of the code that has to go. Both the places I experienced that the person who wrote made me feel like it is possible to do and achieve. That sense was coming, and I was feeling that I have to respect him and I have to listen to him. I have to respect him and I have to listen to him. And especially in mathematics also, if you don't know to write properly, you go wrong always. Because I say that every mathematical equation is a sentence. Say, this is equal to this. This minus this means this reduced by this results in this much. That is an equation. So every equation is a sentence. And I tell my students, you're not solving a problem, you're writing a story which has a climax. The answer is the climax. So when you're writing, when a story, writing is important. Without writing, how do you tell a story? Even if you tell a story, if your writing is not good, you yourself will get confused about your story. Right? These are the two instances that I feel that writing is very important. And how many people really write cursive once they grow up? And this is the question, Shailashree, that I wanted to answer, because I have learned cursive, but I don't use cursive now. I use something between cursive, split, both of them. That's how I write, but I write like that only. So, how many people really use cursive when they grow up? So, why are we saying that cursive should be learned? So, why you as expert is telling that? Yeah, that's the question.
It's very rare, as the user, I mean, the viewer is telling. But what happens is, as we grow up, it, so many things and so many thoughts, feelings are passing clouds for us.
Mm-hmm.
And the same thing will reflect in what we write.
Mm-hmm.
It is not continuous.
Mm-hmm.
We are not finishing few thoughts
Mm-hmm.
what we wanted to say, we are saying only the half of it or only the 1/4 of it to the listener. Even while talking also. So many things are running parallelly and we'll not be able to express it at a time. Correct. That is the main uh, reason for what they write, is what I say.
Okay, okay. So, Shailash is saying if you write in cursive, you get a continuity and you get the where you stop. That you get a sense of it. I personally experienced that with Shailashree. Her personality is like, I jump from this topic to that, that to this, that to this, that to this. My mind is a very very jumpy mind. When I see her and talk to her and meet her, very composed. I know the thing starts and ends also, and the so much patience. I think all these attributes have come because of handwriting. Handwriting that she does. Mine, as she's saying, mine is split as well as continuous. So I am having a continuity, but that's again somewhere splitting and jumping to the next thought, right? So continuity and focus is what she's trying to say that cursive can bring in. So it again, I hope that is answers. um okay, so no marks is given for neatness in board exams. Okay. uh okay, okay, if we use so many tools, then why handwriting? Okay. So I think I would just want to clarify here that the tools that we are talking about here was about the tools, online tools used for conducting a handwriting class. That's what we were talking about. It's not about handwriting tool is used and so that no, so to replace handwriting by hand. We're not talking about the tools used that will replace writing in hand. We were talking about what tools do we have, some online tools which helps us to conduct handwriting class. So Shailashri says she has, like, I'm a math teacher, so I know many math tools. Like I need a scale, I need a protractor, I need fraction blocks and all those things. Now I know many different websites where all those things are available. Instead of showing directly to the child, I can open that website and show that to the child. Okay, right? That kind of mathematics tools is there. So Shailashri also uses some online tools to conduct handwriting class.
Yes.
Right. And I've also seen like the follow-up question from me, as soon as this question came. Nowadays we have this, mobiles and that what is that stick, they write, no, what is that note? Some note pen, right? Some note that they start writing on that itself and save the notes. Something like that they do, no? So do you think that is a good thing, Shailashri, and or handwriting is somewhere related to that digital device on which they write in the phone?
Yes, that is almost similar to what you write on paper. Okay. Since you're using your hand and the thoughts which running in your brain, it is the flow through your body itself, not into the, you're putting it into the device instead of on the paper. That is the difference.
Okay, okay.
And avoiding electrical devices is what they suggest for children, especially very small children. They can avoid devices, is what I suggest.
Okay. And even on that device, I see many people write. I don't use it. They use cursive only. Means at least connected letters. That's what they use. Because once you remove it, now it's very difficult for that
Yes.
in the device to do.
Yes, yes, yes. That is an advantage actually.
Yeah. Right. Good. So yeah. Does anybody else has any questions? You can please leave a question in the comments, or you can also contact me after this also, so that I redirect you to Shailashree's online classes of handwriting classes that she'll be very soon restarting. She's been doing it, and she stopped it just for this month, I think, right? This month you're not conducting, correct?
2 months.
Okay, this 1 month. So she'll be starting from next month, and I believe she's taken up some exam and she's studying
Yeah,
something.
because of that itself, I had to take a break from taking classes.
Yeah. So she's taken up the exam and she's writing her exam. That's the reason she's taken a break from conducting classes. And if you all have no more questions that for us, then we will finish this live with this. Thank you very much, Shailashree.
Thank you,
And
Kala.
it was very nice talking to you and sharing your thoughts, so that at least something that I can implement. Because I was thinking one breakthrough that I had now is I was actually forcing my son to use three fingers instead of four fingers. So now I take from you that four fingers or three fingers is okay. So I'm going to make that one change surely from for my son. And other things are also there. Is his handwriting is okay, but one thing is he's struggling. So as soon as you're restarting the class, I'm going to send him to your class with just 16 hours, 16 classes. 16 classes means what? 2 months.
2 months. Yes.
With 2 months, that student could get that kind of a transformation means what could happen to my child. I am very greedy, I want the best for my son. And I know every parent who watching this is also greedy for their own children, and I actually appreciate being greedy for your children. Be greedy, give all the life skills, prepare your child for their life. Okay, not just for an exam, prepare them for their life. And writing is a skill that can help them stress remove stress in the future. um, we don't know how world will turn out to be. Now itself, people are far from each other. I am sitting someplace and she is sitting somewhere. We are already far. So what might be the situation in the future that we don't know, that our children might end up lonely. So that also might cause a lot of stress. And if they have this writing love of writing, they can write out their thoughts and come out of the stress, and also become great writers. And you know just like that student who's writing blogs and articles he's doing, our children also can do such great work in the future if they are having this love for writing. Writing is one of the skills, sub skills, that is required for mathematics as well. And that's what I've talked about in this book, Math to the Power of Mind Equals Money. You can get the link of it in the description. I'll be giving, and also be giving you the my contact number that you can contact if you want some classes from Shailashree for your child, good writing skills, right? Thank you all. Thank you, viewers. Thank you, Shailashree, again. Have a fantastic day, all of you. Bye bye.